All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon, Robert. First out the gate. Second, Erica Hummins, representing Reading. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Marie Smith, representing North College Hill. Good afternoon. Myosha Thomas. She says, that my first. Good afternoon. You're first on Facebook. Good afternoon. And rounding out the top five, Lewis Talbert. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys. Got Anthony Prosser in the house. He says 1, 2. All right. Good afternoon to both Anthony Prossers. It's the same person. Thank you for checking out the show. Good afternoon, Terry Coleman representing E-Town. Good afternoon. DeAndre Crosby. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Karen Dye Williams representing Westwood. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. As you come in, you say hello to me. I say hello to you. And then we move on. I am going to say this probably about 7 or 8 times. Today's show is definitely going to be a short show because I got to get out of here at 4:30 because I have somewhere I have to be by 5 o'clock. And I actually have a stop to make before I go there. So I got to be out of here at 4:30 today. So, yeah, come on in. We're gonna have a little bit of a conversation. Just a little bit of a conversation. I think maybe I missed something because there's been a lot of conversation today about, people, the youth, and fighting at youth events and shooting at youth events and betting on youth events. And, for whatever reason, everybody's been talking about that today. And, of course, I don't get a chance to listen to whole shows because, I'll be busy at work. And so when I got a chance to tune in to the Lincoln Ware show, Scotty Johnson was on and they were talking about people betting at youth games and such. Or at least in the chat on Facebook, people were talking about betting at youth games. I think Lincoln mentioned it too. And Scotty. And then I listened to a portion of Wyatt's show, and he was talking about it. He and Fame were talking about it. So I'm not 100% sure what I missed or why that's the big topic of conversation, but I didn't like that everybody's talking about it either like it's new or like it's just us. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And when I say just us, I mean people are acting like only black people do this. So we'll get to it. Ronald Dixon, good afternoon. Brenda Early, representing Fairfield, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Crystal Hoskins. Good afternoon. Miss Pittsburgh in the house, good afternoon. James Tiller says Camille. No. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. Jerica, something about the notifications. Good afternoon, Jerica. I appreciate you. Tanika, my friend, Tanika. I don't know that it's quite 70, but it's comfortable out there. So we can be cool today. Tanika, representing Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon. Regina Denson Griffin, representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Got Lonzo Clark in the house, representing Pleasant Ridge. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. DeAndre says, I thought it was either you or Prosser. I'm guessing that's meant for someone else. So, good afternoon. As people come in, I'll speak. But again, I'm going to say this one again. I'll probably say it another few times. Terry Coleman, good afternoon. Terry says it's only because Scotty spoke about it yesterday at the meeting. Yesterday. Okay. Ken, representing Virginia. Good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon. Dominique, representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon. I was going to make a crack, but I ain't got time to be making cracks. I got to get out of here today. I'm out of here early, 4:30 today. I'm out. I kind of don't have a choice. I have somewhere to be by 5 o'clock, and I have a stop to make before I go there. So it's 4:30 today, and then I'm out. Good afternoon. Let me say this, Lonzo. Yes, people been betting on youth sports. I don't know about since the 70s because I was a youth in the 70s and I didn't play any organized sports in that youth. But I know for decades, people been betting on youth sports. Why are people acting like this is new? Why are people acting like you can't bet on our kids? What? This has been going on for decades. Decades. It's nothing new. And I'm going to tell you, because they clown me a little bit. Y'all know I lived in Hamilton. I lived in Fairfield. And I don't know what the perception of Fairfield is now. But when I lived out there, you know, it was perceived as a nice up-and-coming community. And we played one year, we played against the teams in Cincinnati. I don't remember what league, conference, or whatever it was. But we played against teams in Cincinnati. And I'm going to tell you, those people out there did not like playing against the teams in Cincinnati. They looked at the teams in Cincinnati like they was hood, ghetto, violent, all that kind of stuff. Like they hated when the teams from Cincinnati came to Hamilton, and they hated when Hamilton had to go play Cincinnati. When we played, North Central, at that time, North Central played like out there, their field was like in Forest Park. They hated that. They hated it. We played, it wasn't Winton Terrace. Winton Wood, not Winton Woods. We played, I don't know exactly the name of the team. I don't want to say hello to Sona. I'm sorry. I'm doing the phone lines and it's trying to add some new something. Yeah, I don't want to add anything new. Just, take me there. But we played in Winton Terrace. And they were totally frightened to go play in Winton Terrace. They were frightened to play in Winton Terrace. We went, but we played Cincinnati teams. So they always, this is going to be so bad. Oh, they're going to want to fight and all this and this and that. None of that stuff ever happened. We went, we played, either we won or we lost. Either we won or we lost. It was really that simple. And then everybody would shake hands in the shake hand line. Parents would go off and, do their little thing. Those parents would go off and do their thing and people would leave. It was that simple. I see Chelsea checking in, representing Montgomery, Alabama. Terry Anderson representing downtown. Andrea Bustle representing downtown. All right. But then we started playing other teams. We got out of that league. I think we might have been in that league for 2 years when I was there. And then we got out of that league and got in another league. And in that league, we played other teams. It was all, from white communities. And nobody ever had any issues in terms of, being nervous about it and all of that kind of stuff. But almost every week, fights broke out. Yeah, these were grown white men, professionals, business owners, all of that kind of stuff. Grown white men, and almost every week, coaches fought coaches, kids fought kids, parents fought parents, almost every weekend. Well, hold on, let me back off of that a little bit. When we were away, when we traveled, because we would do, we had a schedule, and so like half the teams you play there, and then half the teams come to you. When we were away, fights happened all the time. These are white people, y'all, fighting at kids' games. They were drinking beer in the parking lot at kids' games. They were smoking in the parking lot. Yeah, smoking weed at kids' games. These is white people, professional white people. I didn't see no dog fights, Jerica. I didn't see no dog fights. And yes, sometimes grandparents would fight. I didn't see no dog fights. But I'm saying, like, it just always frustrates me. And look, I get the idea. Well, I don't care what they do in their community. I only care what we do in our community. But the problem that I have with that is that you're painting our community as this horrible group of people when we doing the same stuff that they doing. We doing the same stuff. There are degenerates in the black community and there are degenerates in the white community. There are rich degenerates and there are poor degenerates. I ain't worried about them. I'm only worried about us. No, you're only speaking about us. And you don't see how that feeds the mindset that we're bad? I don't know, that just bothers me. That just bothers me when I hear it. And I never, even after the first season with all of the fights that happened, I never heard those white people be nervous about, oh, what's going to happen when we go to this team? Because, last time we had to fight. Nobody was ever nervous. When they was going to win terrorists, oh my God, we got to get in and we got to get out and we don't want to get killed and we don't want to fight and we don't want to this. But when it was white people, no problems. And if we fight, we fight. We played a bowl game. I've always hated that they call them bowl games. We played a bowl game against a team, and was that out near Kings Island? It was somewhere near Kings Island. They had to stop the game. And the refs had to get in and break up kids. And then the coaches were out there and people were swinging and they literally, they stopped the game, broke up all of the fights, made both teams, we was at the 50-yard line, this team on this side, our team on this side, and then they had the police come and lecture the teams on the field. So instead of playing the game, we listened to a lecture from the police. And while the lecture was going on, them dudes was still like, they wasn't fighting each other. Come on. After this, meet me in the effing parking lot. I was about to say the word, but I don't cuss. I remember this dude, he had on a baseball cap. He took it off and he was holding it. And he was looking at the one coach that he had just got finished fighting on our team. And he just kept saying it, come on. Really, we fighting? And this is when the kids was like in the 3rd grade. They was like in the 3rd grade. Why are we fighting? Or more, why are y'all fighting? It happens everywhere. Stop making it like it's just us. Like there's something about us that makes us more violent. There's something about us that makes us, more. It's everybody. And yes, they bet on their youth sports too. They bet, they fight, they smoke, they drink. I know somebody gonna say, always making excuses. It's not about that. It kind of is to me. Because y'all making my people look bad. Well, my people ain't doing nothing but the same thing other people doing. But I don't know. I was just I've been, hearing it all day. And then what can we do to solve it? It's the parents. Blame the parents. Everybody want to blame the parents. Everybody want to blame the parents. Do the parents get some blame? Sure. Okay. Let's accept bad parents exist. So we don't have to dwell on that now. We've defined the issue. So we can stop saying it's the parents. We don't want to dwell on the problem. Let's dwell on the solution. Well, we need to hold parents accountable. Okay, we've been saying that forever. That makes that, we're not holding parents accountable. That's a part of the problem. Let's not dwell on that. The solution. How do we get the powers that be to hold the parents accountable? If you believe that's the solution, getting the powers that be to hold parents accountable. Let's not dwell on the problem. We know what the problem is. It's the parents, and that people won't hold them accountable. It's the parents. Okay, it's the parents. Well, we need to hold them accountable. Okay, that's the problem. We're not holding parents accountable. How do we do it? Solution. How do we get them to do it? Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. But if you accept that that's the problem, don't dwell on the problem. Talk about the solution. Angels don't do stuff like that, Dina. Angels don't do stuff like that. Angels don't take their hellos back because they didn't get read. But I don't necessarily agree that all of this stuff is parenting. I really don't. Some of it, sure. There's some bad parents out there. I'm a firm believer that there's some bad kids. Some of these kids, it's just bad. Ain't no such thing as a bad kid. I think you's a lie if you believe that. There's some bad kids out here. But I don't know. I don't know. But that's my feelings on that. Y'all, and I'm going to say it again. I had to be out of here by 4:30. I got to be out of here by 4:30. So this show ends today at 4:30. Y'all can't witchcraft, Jedi mind trick, none of that kind of stuff today. Daryl says it's not the kids, it's the adults. I think it's a combination. I think there are some bad kids. I think there are some bad kids. Now, pairing a bad kid with a parent that's not equipped to deal with a bad kid is a bad mixture. And I wholeheartedly believe that happens. Because you do have a lot of parents who think, it's one way and you raise all your kids the same, and if one of them turn out good, they should all turn out good because they was all raised the exact same. I think that's a horrible parenting philosophy. You got to know your kids. I think there's some immaturity. There's some immaturity in terms of parents, and immaturity don't necessarily mean young parents, but there are a lot of parents who, Daryl said, I'm talking about at these youth football games. I think it's a combination of bad coaches, bad parents, and bad kids. I think it's all in there. But I think, to a large degree, we live in a culture that celebrates violence, that encourages violence and celebrates violence. So to have kids out in this world, in this society, and say, we don't want them to be violent. while we're constantly inundating them with violence. Even the people who talk about not liking violence, they like violence. I don't know. When you can't get people to say that it's, like I heard, I don't know that I heard Twin on the air, but I saw Twin in the comments on the Lincoln Ware show, talking about how to talk to kids and how to end violence. Twin, people like you are not going to be able to convince kids to not be violent when you won't even say that murder is wrong. If you can't even say, that's a gimme. Is murder wrong? Well, I mean, it all depends on who the murderer and who the murderee. That all depend on the reason why. I mean, did they come in my hood? Was they supposed to come in my hood? No, bro. Murder is wrong. If we can't convince people, and people hear this and people see this, yes, fight videos get the most attention. I'm guilty. I watch fight videos. They do recaps of the best fights in the NBA for the 2024-2025 season. I watch them. I see them. But the fact that we putting it out there, I don't produce them, but I watch them. I consume them. I'm part of the problem. Just a part of the problem, not the problem. Because if they wasn't produced, then, I wouldn't watch them. So I do not watch fight videos, especially girls. Can't stand girls fighting. I watch fight videos to see everything around them. I'm not making an excuse. I really shouldn't be watching them. But I do watch them. But I watch them not necessarily to see the fight. Partially to see the fight. But really just a tiny portion to see the fight. Typically, if it's just two people out there, I'm talking about street fights too, Shannon. Talking about street fight videos, NBA fight videos, NFL fight videos. I don't watch those. I used to. I really don't watch anything NFL now. Baseball fight videos, like, ooh, he threw at him. And then the bench is clear. And I'll be watching to watch the people who are not necessarily in the fight. To see the people who are trying to break up the fight. A lot of times, I don't necessarily agree with the way people break up a fight because they give one person an advantage over the other. I don't like that. To see the other fights that break off, the people who wanted to get into a fight anyway, and this is now their excuse. Get off of him or get off of her, and now you punching somebody. You weren't trying to break up no fight. You just wanted to start another fight. And then just watch the other people, the other spectators, stand around. I'm always thinking, when a fight break out, get away. Because, it is 2025, and guns are liable to pop out at any minute. You might get shot. But I watch them. I watch them. I'm part of the problem. And how do you like the music we listen to? It's almost like we're like schizophrenic. I don't know that I want to use that term. That's a for real medical thing, and my perception of it might be bad. So let me take back schizophrenic. It's like we're double-minded. 1 minute, violence is bad. The next minute, we talking about violence, or we're doing something or saying something, playing something that's promoting violence or violent imagery. I don't know. We live in a violent society. I don't think vice is gonna stop. I don't care what you do. I don't care how many parents you hold accountable. Some kid is gonna get out there and fight. Some adult is gonna get out there and fight. Somebody gonna end up shooting somebody. It's just the society we live in. It's not black culture. It's not white culture. It's not the rap culture. It's not the rock culture. It's our society. It's culture. Now, how do we fix the culture? I don't know. I'm one of the people who I don't think we can. Oh, I do still. It was snowing outside. Hold on. Hold on a second. I gotta move to the other room. All right. Sorry, I had to move to the other room. It was snowing out of that window over there, but I had to move to the other window. no snow out of this window. Just a nice view. It was cold last night in my neighborhood. It was cold. I don't know why that tickled me. Do you watch Baddies? I don't even know what that is. Is that a TV show or something? I don't know what Baddies is, Nat. Let's see. Oh, what else? Hold on a second. Again, I'm out at 4:30. I'm going to say it a number of times just so everybody know. I'm out at 4:30. I have somewhere to be at 5, and that's just what it's going to be. Hold on. Yesterday, let me apologize for yesterday. I fully intended on coming on yesterday. I was here. I was literally about to walk down the stairs. And when I say literally, I mean literally. I don't mean this new literally that means figuratively. I opened up the door to the basement, got ready to put my foot on the first step, and my phone vibrated. And I look at it, and it's Mrs. Livingston. And she had an issue with her vehicle. And I had to go and exchange vehicles with her and then fix her vehicle. It wasn't like a big problem, but it was a big problem for what it was worth. Here's what happened. She popped the hood. I don't know why she popped the hood. I don't know why. When she getting ready to go somewhere, she always pops the hood and checks all her fluids as if something's going to happen to her fluids. I don't know why she do that. But she always pops the hood, looks and checks her fluids. Okay, everything looks fine. Closes the hood, and then she goes. Well, she did that yesterday, popped the hood, I guess, goes and checks the fluids, go to close the hood, and it won't stay down. You know how you close it, but then you have to push it? Unless you're one of them slammers. I always hate hood slammers. People who just if you don't have the little pneumatic things to hold the hood up, you take the little thing and just let it drop, bam, and then it closes. I'm not one of those. I put the hood down and then push it and let it click. And the little mechanism that holds the hood didn't hold the hood. And she didn't want to drive to where she was going with her hood slightly elevated, which I would not have wanted it to happen either, which is why I told her I'm on my way. We swapped cars, and I fixed hers, but it was a lot of work. For that small little part, I had to take off the front grill, the front bumper guard, take out the battery box, take the screws from the, it's not the frame, I guess it's part of the frame, whatever it is in the front, the little rail thing, and then take out the screws or bolts in the little mechanism, pry back the radiator to slide that out. And you know what the problem was? It just needed to be lubricated. That's it. It just needed to be lubricated, but I couldn't get to it. I didn't know what it was. And, I lubricated it and, kind of moved it back and forth a few times and did that. And then put everything back together. Put the bolts in, put the battery box in, put the battery back in, put the positive, negative on. Closed it. All of that for that little, it's about this big. That little piece, because that's the only way that you can get it out. Why do they make stuff like that? Why do they do they do stuff like that so that many people gonna be like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong with my car? The hood won't stay down. I'm gonna take it to the shop," and then they can charge you however much money. So it was a lot of work. I think it took me about, because I didn't have a book, so I just had to figure it out. But it took me about a half hour to get the thing out. And then I lubricated it and wiggled it around. Oh, something is wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. Told y'all them Nickies is nasty. A little lubrication works every time. Nasty. I told you. I had to lubricate it and then, just move the thing. And yeah. So then, of course, it took me, it didn't take me that long to put it back together. Probably about 20 minutes to put everything back together, if that. So, yeah, yesterday, that's the reason why I wasn't here yesterday. Like, I legit was here getting ready to go. Y'all know, I even called Wyatt, even though he sent my call to voicemail twice. Why don't Wyatt want to talk to me? Why don't Wyatt want to talk to me? I don't know. Oh. But I was messaging in his chat, and I called and talked to him a couple times, and I was just like, okay, because I think Twin was on. So I was like, I ain't gonna get a word in. Let me go downstairs and get ready to go. And then I get the call. So my intention was to come on yesterday. Myosha said she's a slammer. Oh, I think I saw that. Don't slam your hood. Yeah, I'm a slammer. I used to check my fluids every Saturday. Don't slam the hood. Let it down, softly. Let the little thing engage. You'll hear the little click. And just push it down. Just push it down. LaDonna says, that's how my hood flew up on me on the highway. Yeah, I imagine that's scary. And that's kind of why I didn't want her to do it. Even though it's got that little latch that theoretically should hold it down, I imagine you get enough air up under there, anything can, happen, and then that thing fly up. I definitely didn't want that to be the case while she was on the road. So, yeah. Tanika says, I've never checked my fluids in my car. And Jason says, women are rough on cars. She is rough on cars. Usually things that go wrong in our cars only go wrong when she's driving. I can drive the car forever, no problem. She say, let me take your car. I say, all right. I get a call. The car is acting funny. What did you do? I didn't do nothing. I was just driving. Why it always drive funny with you? Her car, I take her car. It be driving just fine. Then she get back in it. My car is driving funny. What's it doing? What did you do? Why is your car driving funny? What are you doing to these cars? I did not reset her clock. I didn't. I thought about it. I did. When I got in, I started it up. Because I always do that. If I take the battery off, I'll put the battery back on. I always start it up just to make sure. Because I did that wrong once, and I messed up her car. I took the battery out, and I don't know what I was doing or what I was thinking. I put it in backwards, so I put the positive on the negative and the negative on the positive, and I went to start it, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, what is going on? So I left it on there, for a while, trying to start it. And I was like, what is going on? And then I saw some smoke. I was like, it's smoking. And I got out there and, took everything off. And I'm like, oh, I got the positive on the negative and the negative on the positive. And then when I flipped it around, started it, and all kind of lights was on. The radio wouldn't work, and the interior lights wouldn't come on, and just it was all kind of bad stuff going on. And I was like, yeah, I messed your car up really bad. She be forgiving. Oh, no, I'm sure it's fine. No, it is not fine. It is not fine. This car need to go to the shop. This car is going to the shop now. So, yeah, I did that. And then the ECU was messed up and something else, and they had to fix some stuff, and it costs a lot of money. Yeah, it did. It started smoking. Um, my dad used to say that about my mom. I don't know what y'all do to the cars. I don't know what y'all do. Ken says you can mess up the computer in the car by doing that. It's exactly what happened. Yeah, the ECU was messed up. Had to get a new one. Cost a lot of money for them to do all of that. It was probably an easy job. This is just one. I don't know how to replace the ECU. I didn't even think to look it up. When you do something like that, I just take it to the shop. I just cost us a lot of money. That's just what that is. But yeah, I always turn the car on, and I was looking at the clock, and I was like, do I even feel like? And it would have been so simple. It's just push that button. But I would have had to take out my phone to check the actual time, and then set the clock to the time and hold that button and then hold that button. I didn't want to go through all of that. I figure I give her something to do so she'll feel like she was part of the fix. So when she get in her car, she can set her clock to whatever time she want to set it to. I don't know. She don't set her clock to the time. She's one of those people who sets her clock in her car like 6 minutes ahead. And I guess in her mind, that means I'm going to be there on time, because even if I'm 6 minutes late, now I'm on time. I don't understand how you trick yourself that way. But I didn't want, I only set it 4 minutes ahead, and now I was 2 minutes late because my clock said, I don't want to do all of that. You set your own time. You set your own time. How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all set the clock in your vehicle like 4, 5, 6 minutes early so that you won't be late? And does it work for you? I don't understand the thought process behind it. Ken says, I thought you were mechanically inclined and skilled with the tools. I remember you talked about redoing plumbing in your house. If I know what I'm doing, I can do it, but I didn't even want to look up how to replace an ECU. It's just one of them things I figured I would mess up. And I just took it in. Olympia says, I do. Regina says, I do. What is wrong? What is wrong with y'all? Karen says, yes, it does. How? You know it's 6 minutes early. You know that. Tanika, same. I like setting my car's time ahead. What the? Oh, Sierra, talk about mind your business. Princess Flower, you set yours 5 minutes fast. All my clocks in my house are set 10 minutes fast. What is wrong with y'all? That's how you got your clock in your bathroom, Shahira? Oh my goodness. But you know it's early. You know that. Why don't you just do it on time? Just go on time. Oh, Daryl says my wife does that. She sets her clock 10 minutes behind. She sets her clock 10 minutes behind, and to mess with her, when I'm driving her car, I put it to the correct time, and she be heated. That's who I. Here's something I'm always on time. Oh boy. Just be on time. Just be on time. Oh, okay. So I guess it's a woman thing. it's a common woman thing. But I was listening to Wyatt yesterday, and he was talking to, who was he talking to? LG. He was talking to LG. And, they were talking. They got political. I just don't understand. I for real don't understand. And what threw me off was they were talking about, well, one of the things that threw me off is they were talking about Greg Landsman selling his stocks and all of that kind of stuff, and how, maybe he's guilty of insider trading and all and whatnot. But they didn't talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene doing it. Actually, LG brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene and then would not say even what she's accused of doing. How do you say, I want things to be balanced and fair? Because that's what LG was saying. I want things to be fair and balanced. I think if you're going to talk about the Republicans, you should talk about the Democrats. Okay, so now you talked about the Democrats. Tell us what bad the Republicans are doing. And then they never do it. So do you want things to be balanced and fair? That's what bothers me a little bit. Look, I get it. If you say to me, I lean Republican, and I'm going to dog the Democrats out every chance I get. Okay, bet. Got you. That's how you going to roll. Got you. But if you run around talking about, well, they both bad and we should treat them both the same, and the Democrats ain't good and the Republicans ain't bad and this and this and this and that, but then all you got is criticism for the Democrats. Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? So that's what I wanted to call in, and because he was kind of what I felt like he was saying was, I don't know that what Marjorie Taylor Greene did was insider trading. I don't know that she was planning on what, and he was saying like, look, everybody knew the stock market was going to go down. The stock market is down and the stock market is going to go up. Everybody knew that. Just common sense tell you that. But hold on. You buy a whole lot of stuff when it's super low, and then later that evening the president says, I'm pausing the tariffs, which you know that everything is about to go up. Who had that information? Okay, it's easy to guess. I guess eventually stock market gonna go up. And I don't remember how much stock she bought low, and then later on that day, Trump comes out and says, yeah, I'm putting a pause on the tariffs, and the stock market goes up. So then you selling your ass. But that's some insider stuff. We didn't know he was going to do that later this evening. If I had that information, I'd have went and got all $27.50 out of my account and bought me some stock, because later tonight, he gonna pause and the stock market gonna jump up. And then I'm gonna have $47.95. If he'd have called me and said, hey, yo, Your Highness, I'm about to make this move. Stock market gonna go up. You better buy some stuff. When you gonna make the move? I'm announcing it later on today. Get in now. You got 3 hours. Get as much as you can get in the next 3 hours, because I'm about to announce a pause on all the electronic stuff. So buy all the stocks that deal with electronics, because they about to shoot up. Electronics, okay. Apple, and they down a little bit. All right, let me buy the low stuff. All right, thank you. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate it. How do you just overlook that? Like that's not a real thing. We know what we see, we know. Well, because this was the other thing they said that bothered me. Them Republicans used those black people. They used them to prosecute Trump. They used them to do this. They used them, and then they hung them out to dry. What did they get out the deal? Nothing. Republicans use black people. I'm like, hey, I can't argue with that. I mean, Democrats use black people. I can't argue with that. Democrats be using black people. They do. But what about all them black people that the Republicans use, that Donald Trump used? He had Tim Scott kissing his behind, talking about, I love you. Byron Donaldson did a whole slew of them. None of them got nothing. They didn't get no ambassadorships, no cabinet positions. No, they didn't get nothing. Oh, and then somebody pointed out, well, the HUD, come on. That's laughable because they perceive HUD as a black job. So you knew some black person was going to get that. But that was it. That we knew. It was just a matter of which black person was going to get that. But what about all the other ones that ain't black jobs? They used those people and they got nothing out of it. Republicans use black people. Democrats use black people. Yeah, Nikki. They forced Tim Scott to marry a woman. And they never forced Lindsey Graham to marry a woman. But But the brother had to marry a woman, knowing he didn't want to. CK.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
I'm doing good. What is it?
Hey, that's a good one.
Hold on a second. What about it?
Can I have one of them?
They just crackers.
Can I still have it?
Yeah, you can have some crackers.
Yeah.
It's other stuff to eat. She's eating crackers. She want to eat crackers. She can eat crackers. I'm okay with her eating crackers. All right, sorry about that. Go ahead, CK.
Yes, crackers are a good snack.
What?
Good snack, I guess.
Uh,
Crackers are a good snack, aren't they?
She will eat crackers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you let her.
Oh, that's her favorite. I
Just
got you.
plain
I got you.
crackers
The
or
crackers.
just plain bread. She don't want nothing on it. No, you want some cheese with it? You want some? She don't want nothing with it. She just wants some plain bread, some plain crackers, some plain.
Just
if
a
you
regular
let her-
saltine cracker?
Huh?
What, a saltine cracker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm cool. They all right. But I want, man, on them crackers, I need some lunch meat with some cheese or something. You feel me? We
And if
do
I
it like
let her,
that.
she will eat the whole box.
Yeah, uncontrollable. Yeah. I still got that. Like, if I get a candy bar, man, I got to go back to back. I got to hit like 3 of them back to back. I can't just one candy bar it. Like, a Snickers turned into 3, 4. You hear me? I still got that.
All right, but I know that ain't what you called in about. What's up? What's on your mind?
Nah, hey man, I was kind of listening to the show, man. I like what you're talking about, man. I like what you're talking about. You talking about them people like politicians you was talking about. The ones you said they like the okay, you said the black people kiss the Democrats behind us.
The black Democrats used black people to prosecute Trump, which he needed to be prosecuted, but they couldn't get them white people, them white attorneys general and all that kind of stuff to do it. But they could get black people to do it. And so they used black people to prosecute Trump, even though I will say they got the special prosecutor to do it, but they used black people to do it, and then those black people didn't get bailed out. They made a point. Yes, Joe Biden gave pardons to a number of people, but he didn't get no pardons to any of those black people who might suffer the consequences of their decision to go ahead and rightfully prosecute Donald Trump.
Oh, so he didn't pardon them people that went after Trump.
No.
That's interesting. Why? I thought he would. I thought there'd be an ally of his.
I thought he should, but he didn't.
Interesting. Does that boggle your mind, or you know why?
Well, I mean, I know why. Is that they used black people to do their dirty work. Just like Republicans used black people to, Byron Donalds and, all of those people. They used them to convince all of these black people. I was going to call them some names, but that's not necessary. They used those black people to manipulate a lot of other people and then to win the presidency, but they didn't give them nothing in return. They didn't give them a cabinet position or an ambassadorship or any of that kind of stuff. Only HUD, which they was going to put a black person in that position anyway, because in their mind, that's a black job.
HUD is a black. I got you. Oh, so you said the people that sold they sold didn't get rewarded.
They didn't get nothing. What's the dude that he running for governor? Remember they put him on Doge, and basically Elon Musk said, "I'm not working with no brown dude. Get him the hell out of here."
So, I got So they don't feel that they're. So all you have is their word. that they're going to put you in. You just hope that they do what they say they're going to do, but you get screwed.
I don't
Right.
even think that they promised them they would do anything, but you kind of expect that that's what you would get.
Yeah. I feel that a lot when I hear a guy like Jason Whitlock speak, and he seems like one of those guys, and they turn on him because the white people look at Jason Whitlock like, look, brother, you is a token. I can't say the things that you say because I'm white. So they're bitter at black people that's saying that stuff. So even they getting outed by white people, the sellouts.
Yeah, that
Because
dude
they
did call
saying
him a
you-
token, and he didn't really go hard at him. But I think that's because he realized that that's what he is.
Hey, yes, he didn't go at him, did he?
Not really.
Right. He got him. I like that. I like that. And that ultimately is what will happen to you if you decide to sell your soul. They will not look at you as a great person. They look at you as a token, you know. And he was the first guy to tell him that. So that was the first thing I ever heard from that guy that was true, that I agree with.
All right, you got anything else? It's a short show. I gotta move along if you don't have anything else.
Hey, man. Heck no, man. Hey, much love to the fam, man.
All right.
I just need, you know how it go. Yes,
All right.
sir.
CK, take it easy. Thank you, sir. That was CK calling in. 513-717-KING. That's 513-717-5464. But yeah, all I'm saying is either, and I'm okay with it either way. Either say, I lean heavily Republican. And so the points that I want to make are going to be heavily Republican when I'm talking this stuff. Or I don't have a problem saying that the Democrats used black people, but I also don't have a problem saying Republicans used black people. And I gave you examples of both. I'm not in the tank for either side. That's what that looks like. To me, anyway, that's what that looks like. And I'm the one, I will tell you, I lean very heavily Democratic. But yeah, LG trying to, basically trick the people. Brent.
Hey, what's going on, E-Man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Now you got a short show, so I'll keep it quick. You were talking. I was in a meeting, so I couldn't hear everything. You were talking about car maintenance.
Well, I was saying the reason I wasn't here yesterday is because my wife had a car issue, and so we exchanged cars, and so I had to fix her little situation with her car, and it was, an unnecessary process. That's basically it. And for whatever reason, women tend to set the clocks in their cars like however much ahead, and I don't know what purpose that serves, but yeah, they do it.
Yeah, with that, number one, yes, you were doing what you were supposed to do, so, kudos to that. And number two, that is the craziest thing. Why people, and I don't know why it is, but it's mainly women who set their clock ahead knowing that they set their clock ahead, so they're not fooling themselves unless they have a 7-second goldfish memory.
Right.
So I don't get it. Now, it'd be one thing if I snuck in and set her clock ahead, then she would be on time. But
exactly.
It's you. That's like playing hide and seek with yourself. You know where you are.
Yes.
So if you don't find yourself, that's on you. Oh, man. But the other thing, two other things. One of them, can we give some HBCU love to Fisk University and specifically Morgan Price? she has won back-to-back gymnast titles. So I posted a couple of videos about that. Didn't know Fisk University. It's a really small school, smaller than Tuskegee. Didn't know they had a gymnast program, but she won back-to-back titles. And her floor routine had all the black dances and musical reference in there that most of us can get. And I think she even threw a half a Cabbage Patch in there that was way better than Lincoln's Cabbage Patch, if we want to call it that. So. But that is one area where black folks going to HBCUs can still win national titles with only a handful of people. You can do it in gymnasts, you can do it track and field, even basketball. If you got 3 top-level basketball players going to, one of these HBCUs, you got the NIL money already. The cameras are going to be there, and if you're good, you're going to make it to the next level. Now, the facilities and everything, we know the history behind that with the lack of funding and underfunding and, states and federal government robbing these schools of the money they deserve. But yeah, so shout out to, that is Morgan Price, I believe her name is.
All right.
And, man, I can't trust you to be in here tomorrow. But so it's time for a very abbreviated version of the Wrestling Report.
Yeah, got to keep it short.
Oh yeah, we only gonna hit on the 2 main events and the black on black wrestling. So who you got in the first night 1 main event between CM Punk, who had Paul Heyman in his corner, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and Seth freaking Rollins? Who you got?
I got CM Punk only because Roman Reigns has won a WrestleMania main event. Seth Rollins has won a WrestleMania main event. CM Punk has never been in a WrestleMania main event, so I believe they're going to give him a win in the main event.
Do you think it's going to be clean, or is there going to be plunder or chicanery?
It's going to be something dealing with Paul Heyman. It ain't going to be clean, but it's going to be clean.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I got CM Punk for that one, too, for pretty much the same reasons. So going over to night 2, you have Cody, Raheem Devontae Rhodes going against John Cena. Hopefully we will get Thugonomics John Cena again. But who you got in that one?
I'm afraid they're going to give it to Cena. I think they want to do that 17. And, just have that be a WWE creation. And then he'll get an opportunity to lose it later on. But I think they're going to give it to Cena.
Yeah. Cena wins, goes into SummerSlam, loses it back to Cody Rhodes. But then at the end, something happens to where he's able to turn back face and able to go off in the sunset. He'll have another match after that, probably a tag team match with Cody Rhodes at Starrcade or something like that. But and then the last one, what's her name? Jade versus Jimmy Uso's wife. What's her name? Naomi. Who you got in that one?
They almost gotta give it to Jade. They almost have to.
I would love for them to give it to Naomi, to just string it out at least until SummerSlam to give them some extra work. But they gotta somehow get Bianca in the mix too, because she has another match, which I don't think she's going to win the title back in that, the triple threat match. So.
No, I don't think she will.
But yeah, but that's all. Short show. Be here tomorrow so we can talk about this more.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, I appreciate your call. All right. What 22? I got 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes left. I don't. Wait a minute. Who was that that said? Oh, wait a minute. D.D. Williams said I do 15 minutes fast because my mama told me to, and ain't nobody gonna tell me my mama wrong. Not even me when I hit the snooze button for 15 minutes. Oh, that's funny. Anthony said, I'm like you, E. I lean heavily Democrat while having some conservative views. Yet, I won't let my personal conservative views stop the overall progress of the country. I have a lot of conservative views. Like I said, I actually agree with one or two things that Trump has done. And when I do, I say it. I don't have a problem saying it. Well, okay, I do have a problem saying it, but I say it anyway. I just grit my teeth and say it. But, I mean, it is what it is. Sierra says, you should come on early tomorrow to make up for leaving early today. I think I need to leave early tomorrow, too. So I might. It all depends on how things work out. I might actually be able to come on early tomorrow because I don't believe that I got to pick up the little baby tomorrow. So I might be able to come on at around 2:30. But that's only, you know what I'm saying, if Wyatt is on, I'm not going to come on early. You know, I'm going to be checking out his show. But I'll probably come on at 3 if I can swing it. If I don't have to pick up the little baby. So that's the best I can do. But I might have to leave a little early, not 30 minutes early tomorrow, but I might have to leave a little early tomorrow. You know, maybe like 10 minutes early or something like that. Mayo says, am I the only woman who doesn't move her clock ahead? Look like it. I feel like if I'm late, I'm late. If I don't bring my hand. No, Daryl, not F his show. I like his show. So I'm not, you know, hating on his. I'm not hating on his show. And I you know, I like him. So not hating on him either. But yeah, no, man, we can work together. We can disagree and still work together. Let me see. Jason says, you don't have regular show times? It's hard to keep track living in Vancouver, Washington. James, here's the regular show times. The show is 3 to 5. But I'm a grandfather. And, you know, my daughter asked me on Thursdays and Fridays if I could pick up my granddaughter. Of course, she gets out of school around 3. And then it takes me some time to get home. So I end up getting here around 3:30. I don't do Mondays, which I might be able to go back to doing. Because I do a kind of a side gig Mondays it's out there near Kings Island. So I do a side gig there. But that, I think, is ending. I think that's ending. So basically, look for me. The best thing is that around 3:30, I'll probably be on Tuesday through Friday. Unless, of course, something comes up like yesterday. And I'm not sorry. If my wife need me to swap cars with her because she's hitting the road and something happened to her car, I'm not going to be on. But look for me. Hellos and all that stuff. Those 3:30 is a safe time. If you don't want to hear all the hellos and stuff, 3:30 is a safe time. Yes, Daryl, it is. It's 4, well, according to my clock here, it looked like, Daryl, you got your clock set a couple minutes ahead. Because according to my clock, it is 4:27. Are you in your wife's car? You in the wife's car, and she got you thinking it's 4:29 already. But I appreciate the heads up. It is not 4:30, Daryl. You in your wife's car, man. You got to remember that. But I do have to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Again, I have every intention on being here tomorrow. I don't think any bad stuff is going to happen, you know, twice in the week. So I intend on being here tomorrow. And again, I might be able to do 2:30, maybe before 3. It all depends on the circumstances. So just keep your eyes open and keep that notification on. Okay? All right. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Yeah, just have some fun. And as always, as you're enjoying your evening, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all.